There's a certain kind of tiredness that settles in over the years, not the kind that a good night's sleep fixes, not the kind that a strong cup of coffee lifts. It's deeper, quieter. It's the slow realization that simple movements you once did without thinking, a stretch to grab something from the top shelf, a turn to look over your shoulder, a long walk just because the day was beautiful, have become stiff, awkward, even painful. It doesn't happen all at once. It creeps in moment by moment until you wake up one day and feel like your body is less of a partner and more of a reluctant passenger. But deep down, even as you adjust your pace, even as you move more carefully, the spirit inside you hasn't slowed. It hasn't stiffened. It still is alive and hungry for freedom as ever. And that spirit whispers a question you might be almost afraid to ask. Could my body feel lively again too? Could my joints feel loose, easy again? The answer is yes. Not by chasing the impossible, not by trying to reclaim the reckless energy of 20-year-old muscles, but by honoring where you are now and gently, wisely, inviting your body back into movement. Not for performance, not for anyone else's approval, but for the sheer, quiet joy of moving through life with less pain, more ease, and a deeper connection to the person you still are. Today, we'll explore 5 simple ways to bring a second youth back to your joints, even if you stay sitting the entire time. No gym memberships, no complicated routines, just small, powerful movements that meet you where you are and remind your body how to feel at home again. We'll walk through practical exercises you can do in a chair, at your kitchen table, even in bed on a slow morning. Movements designed not to exhaust you, but to awaken you, to invite circulation back into forgotten places, to ease tension, to rebuild confidence one gentle motion at a time. And this isn't just about flexibility or strength. It's about reclaiming trust in your own body, about standing up or sitting tall with the knowledge that aging does not have to mean surrender. It can mean adapting, learning, thriving in new and wiser ways. First, we'll begin with the most fundamental building block of joint health, the simplest movement of all, and one of the most overlooked, the quiet art of intentional stretching. A practice so gentle it feels like breathing, yet powerful enough to change the way you inhabit your body each day. Let's ease into it together. Stretching often gets treated like a warm-up, a brief moment before real exercise begins. But for joints that have weathered decades of life, of lifting, carrying, bending, reaching, stretching isn't just preparation. It's restoration. It's a conversation with the body, reminding muscles and tendons that they're still alive, still capable, still connected to your will. And after 60, after 70, after 80, stretching becomes not a side note to fitness, but a foundation for freedom. But not the old style of stretching, the kind you remember from gym class, all bouncing and straining and pushing past discomfort. No, this is stretching as respect, stretching as listening, stretching as a gift you offer yourself, one breath at a time. Margaret, 75, started stretching again after years of assuming her stiffness was permanent. It began with small moments, sitting at the kitchen table and reaching both arms gently toward the ceiling, letting her spine grow tall, her ribs expand. Some mornings, she simply tilted her head slowly from side to side, feeling the weight of it, the gentle release along her neck. No sweat, no struggle, just motion. And within weeks, something remarkable happened. Her body began to trust her again. Movements that once felt locked open a little. Not dramatically, not overnight, but enough to change the way she moved through her days. That's the quiet power of stretching when done with care. It doesn't demand. It invites. It doesn't punish. It soothes. To begin bringing second youth back to your joints through stretching, start simply. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the ground. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Close your eyes if you like. Begin by rolling your shoulders slowly, forward and backward, tracing gentle circles in the air. Feel how even the smallest movement sends ripples through your muscles. Then, lift your arms up, not to full extension if that feels hard, just as high as feels good, and stretch as if reaching for the first rays of morning sun. Next, turn your head softly from side to side, imagining you are scanning a horizon full of possibility. Tilt your ear toward your shoulder, not forcing, just inviting openness along the side of your neck. Each movement paired with slow, steady breaths. No ruse, no goal, but to feel. Stretching like this, especially when done seated, is not about how far you reach. It's about how deeply you connect. Every time you honor your body's current range without judgment, you send a message of safety to your nervous system. It's okay to move. It's okay to expand again. And the beauty of this practice is that you can do it anywhere. In the morning before breakfast, during TV commercials, while waiting for your tea to steep. These small rituals, done daily, weave motion back into your life until it stops feeling like an effort and starts feeling like a natural extension of your being. This week, give yourself permission to stretch like someone who still believes in their body's wisdom. Like someone who knows that flexibility is not reserved for the young. It belongs to anyone willing to reach for it. And if you found simple stretches that feel like a gift to your joints, share them in the comments. Your ideas might inspire someone else to move more freely tomorrow than they did today. Now that we've reawakened the idea of stretching as a living practice, it's time to explore the second way to bring vitality back to your joints. Through a type of movement that doesn't demand strength, but builds it quietly, steadily, in places you may have forgotten you had. Let's continue there. Strength isn't always about lifting heavy weights or conquering steep hills. Sometimes it's about the small, consistent resistance we offer our own muscles, teaching them to awaken again, to bear our body's weight with confidence, to support us when the world asks us to move a little farther, stand a little taller. Especially after 60 or 70, strength isn't about force. It's about foundation. It's about preserving the kind of everyday power that lets you reach, lift, stand, and carry your life with less effort and more joy. But here's the beautiful secret. You don't have to stand up to begin building that strength again. You don't even have to leave your favorite chair. Seated resistance exercises, when done thoughtfully, can quietly rebuild the muscles that cradle your joints, the very muscles that protect your knees, hips, shoulders, and back from strain. Take Harold, 79, who once believed strength training was behind him. His doctor mentioned resistance bands, those long, colorful strips of stretchy material, and Harold scoffed. How could something so simple make a difference? But one afternoon, while seated comfortably in his armchair, he wrapped a band around his thighs and gently pressed his knees outward, feeling the muscles in his hips and legs engage. Another day, he used the same band to press his arms outward, feeling his shoulders come alive. Within weeks, he wasn't just feeling stronger. He was standing up from chairs with more ease, carrying grocery bags without hesitation, feeling less anxious about the small tasks that used to exhaust him. Resistance isn't about brute force. It's about small acts of rebellion against decline. It's about asking your muscles to remember their purpose and then thanking them when they respond. You can start with something as simple as pressing your palms together in front of your chest while seated, feeling your chest and arms engage, or gently pushing your feet into the floor, activating your thighs without moving your body an inch. You might tie a resistance band around your lower legs and open and close your knees like a clamshell, breathing steadily as you go. Each tiny movement a reminder, strength doesn't leave you. It just waits for an invitation. And it's not just about the joints themselves. Stronger muscles mean lighter pressure on joints. They mean better balance, safer movements, fewer stumbles, more freedom. If you've never tried resistance bands before, don't be intimidated. Choose a band with light resistance to start. Let your movements be slow and deliberate, focusing more on feeling the muscles work than on how far or how fast you can go. Celebrate every small engagement, every quiet reawakening. If you're already using seated strength exercises to support your body's second youth, share your favorite moves in the comments. Every idea adds to the collective wisdom we're building together, a wisdom that says strength doesn't fade because we age. It fades when we forget to use it, and it returns the moment we remember we are still capable. Now that we've begun reintroducing strength in a way that feels welcoming and sustainable, it's time to explore another layer of movement. One that invites not just power or flexibility, but a graceful, vital sense of coordination. Because joints don't just need to be strong or flexible. They need to dance. They need to move in patterns that feel human and whole. And that's exactly where we're headed next. Strength and flexibility give your joints the tools they need to move, but coordination, the ability to move with purpose, with rhythm, with grace, is what transforms those tools into ease. Coordination is the quiet art that lets you reach for a glass of water without fumbling, step off a curb without hesitation, turn your head to greet a friend without straining your neck. And just like strength and flexibility, coordination doesn't vanish with age. It simply needs to be nourished. Often after 60 or 70, we stop moving in ways that challenge our natural patterns. We favor the predictable, the careful, the cautious. And while caution is wise, it can unintentionally dull the beautiful, complex dance that our muscles, joints, and brain once performed without thinking. But here's the gift. Even small, simple seated movements can reawaken that dance. They can remind your body how to move with timing, balance, and quiet confidence. Patricia, 72, rediscovered this truth one morning when a local therapist introduced her to seated marching exercises. She sat on a sturdy chair, lifted one knee, then the other, in time to her favorite oldies playing softly in the background. At first, her movements were stiff, uneven, but with each song, something shifted. Her knees lifted a little higher. Her arms joined in, swinging gently at her sides. And with the rhythm came a spark, a reminder of dancing barefoot as a teenager, of walking quickly to catch a bus, of moving with a lightness she hadn't felt in years. Rhythmic movements don't have to be complicated. They don't even have to be fast. Start by sitting tall, feet planted firmly, and lifting one foot just an inch off the floor, then the other back and forth like a gentle march. Let your arms sway naturally with the movement. Breathe in time with the rhythm you create. Feel the cross-patterning, the way lifting your left foot might make your right hand want to move, and encourage it. This kind of gentle cross-lateral movement re-engages the deep connections between your body and brain. You can add in small side-to-side motions, shifting your hips gently from one side of the chair to the other, or light tapping of your hands on your thighs, alternating left and right like a soft drum beat. These movements wake up not just your muscles but your nervous system, helping re-establish the pathways that keep you steady, responsive, and resilient. And the best part? It feels good. It's playful. It reminds you that your body isn't just a vehicle, it's an instrument. And like any instrument, it needs practice, patience, and joy to stay in tune. This week, try turning on a favorite piece of music and moving along from your chair. Let your body find a rhythm it remembers. Even 5 minutes a day can change the way you feel, not just physically, but emotionally, as confidence and pleasure sneak back into your movements. If you have a favorite song that gets your body moving, share it in the comments. You never know who might need exactly that tune to spark their own small dance. We've explored how stretching, strength, and rhythm can gently restore vitality to your joints. Now, let's add another layer, circulation. Because youthful joints aren't just strong and flexible, they're nourished. They're alive with the steady flow of life. And you can support that flow beautifully, even while sitting. Let's ease into that next. Healthy joints thrive on movement. Not jerky, frantic motion, but smooth, flowing gestures that invite blood to carry warmth, nutrients, and oxygen right into the tissues that support you. Good circulation isn't just about the heart. It's about every fingertip, every toe, every tiny capillary inside your joints whispering, "I am alive. I am cared for." As we age, the natural flow of blood can slow. We sit more. We guard aching parts of ourselves without realizing it. We forget that even gentle, repetitive motions can be like rivers carving paths through stone, slowly, steadily creating life where stillness would have let things harden. And the beauty is circulation can be awakened through the simplest acts. Acts that feel less like exercise and more like a return to being in your own body with kindness. Raymond, 76, learned this after noticing how stiff his hands became each morning. Instead of accepting it, he began a small ritual. Seated at his kitchen table, he would roll his wrists in lazy, slow circles, spread his fingers wide, then gently make fists and stretch again. 10 minutes of these flowing, mindful motions paired with easy breathing, and the difference was undeniable. His hands warmed, his wrists softened. Tasks that had started to feel clumsy, buttoning shirts, gripping utensils, became smooth again. You can offer the same gift to your entire body. Start seated, feet flat on the ground. Begin by flexing and pointing your toes in slow, deliberate patterns. Circle your ankles as if drawing lazy spirals in the air. Let your knees sway gently side to side as if rocked by a slow breeze. Lift your arms and draw figure eights in the air, imagining you're painting invisible ribbons around you. As you move, pair each action with a deep, steady breath. Inhale through the nose, feeling your chest expand. Exhale through the mouth, letting tension melt away. Breath is the silent partner in circulation. It massages your vessels from the inside out, helping every cell wake up and smile. These movements are not about intensity. They're about nourishment. They tell your body, you are worth caring for. You are worth warming and waking and loving back in a full life. Even on days when bigger movements feel too much, flowing seated motions offer a gentle way to stay connected. To remind yourself that vitality isn't measured by speed or strength. It's measured by aliveness. This week, create your own mini circulation ritual. 5 minutes after breakfast, 10 minutes before bed. Movements as slow and soft as a river at dawn. Let it be your way of saying, I choose to stay in motion, in warmth, in life. And if you found certain small motions that bring your body back to comfort, your own secret ways of stirring circulation, share them in the comments. You might inspire someone who's still looking for a door back into ease. Now that we've touched on the physical roots of second youth, stretching, strength, rhythm, and circulation, it's time to look at one more essential piece. One that lives not in your muscles or joints, but in your heart and spirit. The power of consistency and how small daily movements, done with love, become the foundation of lifelong freedom. Let's bring everything together there. Big changes don't happen in a day, and thankfully, they don't need to, especially after 60, after 70, after a lifetime of showing up for others. The real magic comes not from dramatic overhauls, but from the quiet, sacred act of showing up for yourself, again and again. Not with pressure, not with shame, but with gentleness, with respect, with a steady decision each day to say, I am still worthy of care. It's not about adding hours of exercise to your schedule. It's about weaving motion into the fabric of your ordinary life until it becomes part of how you exist. A ritual, not a chore. A rhythm, not a regimen. Gloria, 80, found her ritual by accident. Recovering from a minor surgery, she was told to stay seated for most of the day. At first, she felt trapped, limited, but then she decided to create a tiny practice. Each morning, before breakfast, she would sit in her favorite chair, stretch her arms toward the ceiling, rotate her ankles in lazy circles, gently twist her spine side to side, and take 10 deep breaths. 5 minutes. Nothing heroic, nothing flashy. But day after day, those 5 minutes reminded her that her body wasn't frozen in place. That even within limits, there was movement, there was choice, there was life. And so it is for all of us. Your daily ritual doesn't have to be complex. It might look like seated stretches while the coffee brews, gentle arm circles before you open the mail, a slow, rhythmic tapping of your toes during a favorite TV show. What matters isn't what the ritual looks like from the outside. What matters is how it feels from the inside, like a homecoming to yourself. Consistency nourishes joints better than occasional intensity. It tells your body, you can trust me. I will move you every day. I will care for you every day. And over time, the results are astonishing. Movements feel smoother. Getting up from chairs feels easier. Hands close around objects with more certainty. Steps feel less tentative, more assured. It's not magic. It's love, practiced patiently. This week, I invite you to create your own small ritual. Choose a time of day that feels natural. Choose movements that feel welcoming, not demanding. Let it be so gentle that you can do it even on your hardest days. And let it be so consistent that it becomes a promise you keep to yourself, silently but powerfully. And if you've already found a daily ritual that keeps your body and spirit alive and moving, share it in the comments. There's a quiet strength in knowing that across the miles, others are rising each day to honor their own bodies too. Let's gather everything we've explored into a soft, clear reflection. First, rediscover the art of stretching, one breath at a time. Second, build quiet strength through seated resistance movements. Third, awaken coordination with rhythmic seated movements. Fourth, boost circulation with mindful, flowing seated motions. Fifth, create a daily ritual that anchors your body in vitality. You don't have to chase youth to reclaim movement. You don't have to fight time to stay vibrant. You simply have to meet your body where it is, with compassion, with patience, and with a simple, stubborn decision to keep moving, keep breathing, keep reaching toward life. Thank you for being with us today. Share your thoughts and your own movement stories in the comments. Give this video a like if it brought you even one idea to try, and subscribe to our channel for more ways to stay strong, soft, and alive at every age. We'll see you again soon.